Hey guys, what's up? This is Inventorboy16. Sorry I haven't gotten some videos up lately, but I'm going to be doing my video today on my Dirt Devil Featherlight Cyclonic Vacuum Cleaner. I'm going to go ahead and spoil a little bit of your guys' day by saying this is possibly the best vacuum you can get for under $100. Normally these types of vacuums sell for about I would say about in between $50 and $80. A good one like this would cost like about 90 something, but it doesn't go above 100. But I got this vacuum for $15 at Goodwill, and it's probably the best $15 I ever spent on anything, because this vacuum is a tough vacuum. It is able to suck up almost anything I put in it except for water, because water leaks out of the bottom of the container. It can hold it for a little while, but it leaks like crazy and it becomes a huge mess that you have to clean up. But other than that, it's able to suck up almost anything that's able to fit into its air intake network on the inside of the vacuum. As long as some things that fit into the hose on the outside of the vacuum will not go through the air tube inside, because of the fact that it's at a weird shape and has a weird angle, and it's not a soft, it's not a flexible material on the inside. It's a rigid, solid unit on the inside. But anything that can fit through that will be sucked up with great ease. This vacuum is really good because of the fact that it's really compact. Really, if you want to, you can make this thing into a backpack vac, like the ones that the people like on cruise ships and hotels and things like that use, where they strap them onto their backs and use them like that. But this thing literally it's extremely lightweight, but it has weight to it. This thing weighs about probably like 30. Whoops, crap. Accidentally disengaged this, but don't worry, it's fine. It was handled way worse than falling from that height. But, so it's pretty much, it weighs about like 30 pounds or something, but it's a good 30 pounds. This thing is probably the most compact, most minimalistic vacuum there could possibly be that is this powerful. And with this kind of filtration as well, and I'll get more into that later. But about 76% of the interior of this thing is taken up by the motor, which the motor is big. It's a big motor. It's I'm not sure if it draws, I think it draws 16 amps. I'm not sure. Let me see here. No, it doesn't show anywhere on its body what kind of amps it draws, but I think it draws like 16 because of the fact that the motor is so big in this. And another advantage with having it is the fact that it has such a big motor. It's not as loud as some vacuums are this size that try to make up the power capability of this vacuum. But really, there isn't any other vacuum that can compete with this when it comes to small size but extremely powerful suction. So, you notice there's no cord, but that's because it uses a wind-up cord, which is behind this wheel shroud that right on this side. And then you have your power switch on this side, and your wire real estate for the motor assembly and all that stuff on this side on the other side of the wheel shroud on that side. And then you just push the button and the wire retracts itself in. So, it's a very nice compact vacuum. This is as small as it gets when it comes to vacuums that can really do what this does. It uses a pretty cool little hose, actually. The hose is actually really cool because, unlike other vacuums, you don't have to unscrew anything. You don't have to really wear yourself out trying to get the hose off. But this, you can literally, all it is just to put it in, you just push it in, give it a turn a couple times, and then it should click, but for some reason it didn't click very well on me. But let's see if I can do it again. there we go. It clicks in, and then that lets you know that it's locked. And then taking it off, it's just as easy as putting it on. You just push the 2 buttons on the side and pull it out. It's literally the easiest, foolproof hose that there is. And the hose it uses is actually a really cool hose. It's not extendable because of the fact that it's just really meant to be rigid. I mean, it has a little bit of flex to it, but it's not a lot. But it's more of a shop vac type hose because of the strength it has. But the cool thing with the head that this uses is if you have a old vacuum tube or something, you can utilize, or vacuum hose, if you have another old vacuum hose, is you can make expansion on this without having to compromise its capability to be used as a regular vacuum because of the way that the head here is made. Which it looks really weird. It looks kind of goofy the way it looks, but it works really well being able to use an extension hose. So I can get about 15 feet or so of just hose off of this because of my expansion hose I got off of the other vacuum that I had, which was a crappy vacuum that I found in the trash, which was a bagged vacuum, which I absolutely hate those. But so this thing, pretty much, that's all there is to the outside. So if I undo the tank here, pretty much this is your tank, and it's able to hold about probably 2 gallons or something worth of dust safely. It's able to hold that much. It's able to hold quite a lot, really. In this max line, you can very darn well easily go above that because of the filter, the way the filter's put in there. As long as it'll suck in what you're wanting to suck in, it will be able to hold it successfully in this bin, which is really cool because Dysons, you can't even go up to the max line without them losing the ability to suck up what it is, or them sucking all the crap up and being fed through the motor. But the cool thing with this is of the way that the air system works. So if you look on the canister itself, this is the inlet for air sucking in. So air gets sucked in through this, and then this goes to the air through the vacuum hose adapter there, and then it pretty much just spins the air around inside, and then the little chunks of the air are sucked in by this unit here. It acts as a cyclone, but it's really not a cyclone thing, but it works like it works very well as a cyclone because of the way that it's designed. But then the air just comes through the filtration that's inside of this unit in there, and then it comes out through here and then into the motor and out. So there's really not very many tubes going to and from the hose to the motor and out. So you have minimalistic tubes to get clogged up inside the vacuum. Really, the only one you have to worry about is the feeder tube from the hose port here up to here. That's the only tube you really ever have to get worried about getting clogged to the point where you would have to either stick something down in it to get it out, or have to take the vacuum apart to be able to clean out the tube. But other than that, there's really nothing to worry about when it comes to getting stuff stuck in this. And then the way this bin is built is really cool because of the fact that you can just, it just opens up pretty much very easily, and it's not all overly complex like the Dysons and things like that. And then you just twist this, and you can take out the whole filter assembly. And then everything on this uses a twist action type thing to be able to get it off, except for the button things on it. Anything that uses buttons, you really don't have to do a twist. You don't have to do any twisting to get it off, really. But anything else that's on this vacuum, you use twist to get it off. And then this filter, you just twist it, and then it comes right off. Normally, in these, there is only one filter in here, which is this HEPA air filter here. But I have a sponge on the outside of this that came off of my it came off of my old Bissell vacuum. If you've seen that video, it came off of my Bissell vacuum, which broke sadly, but you know how it goes. But pretty much what it is this is just literally one filter, and then it just has plenty of space in there to be able to catch whatever dirt there is or stuff like that, which really that's one of the only shortcomings of the filtration, is the fact that it has all that real estate inside the filter without the extra sponge that I put in there, because it can get it clogged up. And when I got this vacuum, it barely sucked anything up because they hadn't cleaned it out. And literally there's like a there's almost a half a gallon of dust, and I'm not even joking, there's almost a half a gallon of dust trapped inside this HEPA filter. So cleaned it out and it worked like a charm. But just to show you guys that it is so this is the inside of that, pretty basic. And then here's the sponge that I have on the outside of mine, which is really dirty because I was using this earlier. And then here is the filter. So if you were to get this vacuum by itself without any upgrades or anything like that people put on them, it's literally all it is just this with the HEPA filter put in there. But using a sponge is a very good thing because it allows you to actually have a little bit better filtration, because sometimes the itsy bitsy particles can get through this HEPA filter, but the sponge allows for it to get a little bit more of those, so you don't have as much issues with your allergens and all that stuff that comes out of vacuums, which I know how horrible it is whenever you have to breathe in dust that comes from the inside of the vacuum and gets expelled via the motor. I know how annoying that is. It gets disgusting and gross. So, but I just put the sponge around it, push it in, and then it's good to go. So, and if I can just get this on, there you go, and it clicks right on. This is really the only hard part with this vacuum, is getting this lined up, because it won't go in unless you have it perfectly lined up. And the little symbols that it has in there to show you how to line it up aren't as easy to use as the one on the outside. So, and pretty much to put it back together, just put this on top here, line it up with that open lock, and then close it, and then you're good to go. You can just put that back in. Sometimes people can actually they just buy extra bins like this with the filter assembly and all that stuff already pre-made, so that way when they're done, if they have to get something clean quickly and they don't want to worry about emptying this out or whatever, they just unclip it, take the new one, just put it in. That's a good thing with these types of vacs, is if you want to, you can buy multiple different containers to be able to make it so you don't have to constantly empty them out. So in the back here, you actually have another means of filtration, which this is probably also gets the best filtration of any vacuum. You have another filter, which is another HEPA filter. And the reason it's super dark on this side is because I tarnished it with by accident whenever I was using the vacuum to suck up a bunch of dead lead acid battery dust, which I had in a bin or whatever, so it kind of stained this, but it doesn't really matter. It still works just fine. No allergens get into the air, and it allows for the air to come out the rear of the motor. And then you have a huge recess in there for the motor, so you really have the most minimalistic but the most capable motor capability in this, because it uses the most minimalistic thing. And it also uses a cyclone exhaust valve for the motor to help boost the motor's exhaust output, which allows it to be able to breathe a little bit better. But I'm going to plug this in and actually show you some of its sucking capabilities. I know I'm running a little bit longer than usual on these videos, so I want to show you guys just how awesome this vacuum is. Alright, so it's plugged in. I'm going to go get my thing of stuff I want to use to suck up. So this box is full of marbles. So I'm just going to sort of make a mess within the ring right there. Hopefully you'll be able to see everything. Just sort of suck them out. Oopsie daisies, have a bunch of marbles going all over the place. But the cool thing with this is it can suck all these up successfully. Not a lot of vacuums are able to suck up marbles like this. And this can suck up marbles that are even way bigger than these. Like, this is like tiny in comparison to what it can really suck up. So I'm going to turn it on. The vacuum is a little bit loud, but it's nowhere near as loud as a shop vac with the performance of a shop vac. So here we go. So, I collected all those marbles rather easily. And normally I can suck them up a little bit quicker than that because I leave them in the thing there, but it can suck up messes like that, like literally like a snap. So, you see, the majority of them are stuck up there, but they're like a really awkward size. So, like sometimes some of them fall to the bottom of the bin, and some of them stay in there, but. Sometimes they get stuck in between those two things. They just don't like to. Then go away. Go. Jay, go away. I don't care. Get out of my room. Because I don't want you in my room. Get out. And don't mess with that. Go away. Yes, now go away. God, it's annoying. Sorry about that, guys. He always comes in my room to annoy me, but whatever. But anyway, I know this video was a little bit long, but I just wanted to make up for the fact that I haven't done videos in like 3 months. But anyway, this has been my follow-up video on my Dirt Devil Feather Light Cyclonic Vacuum Cleaner, possibly the world's best vacuum cleaner ever. So I'll see you guys later. Stay cool, YouTube. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. See you later. Bye, YouTube.